Not a breath is wasted.
Track 10.
Last track.
You've made it to the end of the album.
The closer.
And it's one of the best songs on the album, I reckon.
Strong ass.
Yeah. No.
Not a breath is wasted.
Yeah. So this was a bit of a bucket list song actually. I've always wanted to have a song with Mark from Horsell Common, who Horsell are still like one of my favourite Australian bands, who just were brutal, then beautiful, then soaring, then complicated for like no reason at all, but I loved it.
I think they were like sorely overlooked as well. Like I think they deserved more attention than they got.
So much.
But that is true for a lot of Melbourne's classic 3-piece bands. Is like we cut a path, and then others will take it and move forward with it and go further. Horsell were one of those bands that when we were coming up, we were watching them do the same thing, just trailblazing and turning heads everywhere they go. And it's like, well, did anybody else notice this freaking kick-ass band just did that thing?
Yeah.
And you're looking around like, what's wrong with the world?
And going, do you know how hard it is to play this tight?
Yeah.
Like, they're really tight.
Amazing.
Really tight.
Yeah.
So we're fans.
Yeah. So, Mark sings on this song. And Andy, his daughter. She sings on it as well. In the whoa bit.
This song was kind of a last-minute addition.
That's right. Yeah.
Last one you wrote.
There was another song that we had that was a bit more of a ballad, and you were probably pretty filthy at me, but I was just like, I can't see this fitting on the album.
There was the heaviest song we had, and we had the longest sort of balladiest song. Two tracks, which we were split over on the recording day, and we went home after day 2 drum tracking, a little ginger, a little spicy with each other, just a little, because we hadn't found a happy medium, how we were going to close the record, which track are we going to use.
But you were just like, I've got this other song. And you gave it to me, and I went home and listened to it. I was like, yeah, we're going to work on that one. Yeah. So I was like, crap, now I've got to do drums for it. And it was literally in the last hour of drum tracking on the third day. Yeah. And I literally had to record it in sections. So I was kind of listening to it going, okay, yep, I can do that. And I'd lay down my parts. Yeah. So it was pieced together, which has been, it was different for us. I'm so glad we did it because it's such a good track.
So you were writing your parts whilst tracking them.
Yeah.
And doing it in pieces so it's kind of composed.
Yeah. And it's another addition to kind of the playing a riff and letting Sean really carry the direction of the chordal shape of the beginning of the song and stuff. And it was actually inspired by a very dear friend of mine, Andrew Dwight, who died on Anzac Day this year. I had 32 wonderful years of friendship with him. And, he was having a coffee with a friend in late 2019 and felt some strange sensations and lost the use of half of his body. He'd had a stroke, and and then that they uncovered that he'd had actually brain cancer, and I got another sort of 2 to 2.5 years with Andrew before he passed. And his life just kind of and the way he lived the life, and he loved colour, and he loved music, and he loved deep conversations, and he cherished moments, He
was an amazing
pianist and like
so good.
You'd think like big thoughts, and then he'd sort of talk and you'd be like, okay, I think my thoughts are like this big about the universe and creation and the meta-narrative of life and why we're here, and he'll just but it just reminded me that every moment is precious. So many times we can go, oh, another month has gone by. Oh, here we are again on Christmas Day. It's like, man, like every day is precious. And something pretty special is I wrote the lyrics, and I have seen the colours of the night sky, days are long and every second like a lifetime. Filling lungs with the air they take in, let it go, not a breath is wasted. And I have dreamed the colours of tomorrow, radiant, believe me, I know. And the moment Andrew passed, a good friend of the family was down at Phillip Island and took 2 photos of the night sky and of the sunsets that were happening at the very moment that Andrew crossed over. And they are the most exquisite sunset photos just taken on an iPhone. And so the lyrics came well before that moment. And so is this song about Andrew? No, it's inspired by Andrew and going, man, just live this life. Don't be going, oh, I'm looking forward to this thing that's happening in 3 months. I'm looking forward to when I'm going to be however old. I'm looking forward to...
when I've got this job, or at this point in my life, or I've got this much money. Like, no, live now.
Yeah.
Drumming wise, I took that vibe. Taylor Hawkins had actually just passed away. He was a huge influence on my drumming. And I was just thinking about him over those 3 days that I was recording, and just thinking how lucky I am to be still playing drums. And but for the drummers out there, you'll notice a few kind of Foo Fighters-ish kind of moments. There's the Everlong-ish hi-hats. And then we actually added a second drum track. I was like, I kind of want it to be a nod to Taylor with a bit of a My Hero drums. So listen out for it. It's near the end.
That comes through though.
So that's my little tribute to Taylor.
Yeah.
It's a special song, and we feel like it leaves you on an up. Like, celebrate life. Be ready to go out there and don't waste any time. You've heard the record, now go live.
But also
go grab someone and hug them.
But also the fact that, we formed this band in 1999 and here we are in 2023, and we've all seen each other go through the different stages and eras of our lives, and yet here we are still writing songs like we're teenagers, staying up late like we're
still super excited,
and pumped about music, and it's given us a lot of life. And if it wasn't for all you people enjoying what we do and getting behind us, we would have stopped this long ago.
No, we love you guys, and we can't wait to kind of hit the road and
bring Instincts to a local stage near you, maybe.
Got a breath